like 5 minutes.
Hello, everybody. We are live. I thought I would come on here and read a few stories to you all. And Melissa is going to say a few stories for you all as well.
Hi,
And
everybody.
I'm going to say a prayer before we go on because we are going to talk about a little scary stories. So I'm going to call in to the protection of the seven archangels of divine light presence of God. To come in and to protect anyone watching or watching the replay. Archangel Michael stands in front. Archangel Raphael stands to our left. Archangel Uriel stands behind us. Archangel Gabriel stands to our right. Archangel Metatron stands above us, coming straight from source energy. Archangel Sandalphon stands below us, coming straight from Mother Earth and the crystalline grid. Also, Archangel Raziel is in the center of us. We thank you for your protection, healing guidance, love, and divine communication. And so be it, and so it is.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you for that.
you're welcome.
You
Um,
want you want to go first?
yeah, I was going to talk about this little story um, with Marie
Love.
LeBeau. Melissa knows how to say it real good because she's from New Orleans. Well, she's from Louisiana as well. Okay, this is the voodoo queen of New Orleans. I'm not sure if you all know about her, but she was a really, I guess she was a bad person. I'm not really going to talk about her specifically, but I'm going to talk about people who have seen her ghost. And one encounter was it's an infamous ghostly encounter. It took place during the Great Depression. As the story goes, a homeless man fell asleep on top of a tomb in the cemetery. But shortly after falling asleep, he suddenly awoke to banging of drums and eerie chanting. He happened upon the tomb of Marie, where he encountered the ghosts of nude men and women dancing around the tomb in the center. It was Marie and her beau, Zombie. Somebody was just texting me. Okay. A man named and it was her and her beau, Zumbe. That's who it was dancing. So the guy got really scared. And that's the little short story. That's one of them. So hi to everyone in the chat. Melissa, did you want to tell one of your stories?
Yes, I'll tell y'all the one about Marie Laveau. um, Shortly after I was made aware of the fact that incarnations were real, I got the opportunity to experience, and it was really quite funny because I had a girlfriend that was in the hospital, and she
Wait,
had a
wait one second. Wait one second. The sound is bad. They're
oh,
saying the sound is bad.
oh
Or no, maybe he just says it sounds bad. I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Melissa.
so I had a friend. My friend was in the hospital, and she had this guy come in to visit her, and um, he was different. It was someone she didn't know, and he had a gift for her, and he handed it to her, and he he started to tell her stories. He's like, "How's your friend Melissa?" And she's like, how do you know her?" And he said, "Well, back in the 1800s, we all hang out together." He said, "You don't remember? You and you and you and you and Melissa came help me to find my mom." But she said, "Who was your mom?" He said, "Well, my mom was Marie Laveau."
Oh,
See, y'all took me to New Orleans and y'all helped me find her. And I was like, holy crap, we did that, you know? I have no recollection of that, but I mean, so yeah, Marie Laveau's son, I think his name was Indian Red. He went by Indian Red. He
yeah.
was a funny guy. Yeah. So Marie Laveau is around here where I come from. You know, it's like don't mess with the darkness because we're gonna call Marie Laveau like when we do sleepovers and stuff like that. You
Mhm.
know how teenagers are try to scare one another. You know, that was a very popular name where I come from. You know, so we all knew about Marie Laveau. So that was that story.
Well, there's another little story about Marie Laveau. One other one. This one sounds really scary. Well, to me it does. I don't know if it will. Um, there was a man named Ellamore Banks, and another experience near St. Louis Cemetery, number 1, in the mid 1930s, when an old woman came into the drugstore where he was a customer. For some reason, she left the proprietor feeling frightened as he quickly proceeded to run off to the back of the store. The woman laughingly asked Elmore Banks, "Don't you know me?" To which Banks replied, "No, ma'am." The woman, angered by his answer, slapped him across the face. She then jumped in the air and levitated out the door and over the top of the telephone wires. When she passed over the graveyard wall to St. Louis Cemetery, number 1, she vanished in thin air. Banks was terrified, and the sight of a levitating woman left him passed out cold. He was revived by the store clerk, who gave him a whiskey and told him that it was Marie Laveau. And I've been by those cemeteries, and they're really scary, especially at night. If you go by them at night, they're really scary.
Yeah, I can't say that I'm ever been brave enough to do such a thing. To be
Well,
honest with you,
actually, I was about to go to her. I was going to go to her, see her graveyard stone or whatever, but it was closed, so we couldn't. They were taking the last people, so we couldn't get in there. And the fence is so high where you can't see in there, but you could just feel that the energy, shifted and it's changed over there. It's really bad.
I was about to say, if you're an intuitive, it has to
Yeah.
be pretty dark because there's not just her. There was other people back in the day that were doing the voodoo too. I think she probably was a teacher of sorts. You
Yeah,
know,
I don't believe that she was keeping people in her basement or keeping people down in the dungeon, because they don't have basements here. That's
I agree. There are no. It's too wet.
that's what that horror story show said, that she was keeping people slaves in the basement. There's no way, because we don't have basements here in Louisiana, so
No,
it's fake.
we don't. So I think you're right. I think you're right. There's no such thing as basements. Maybe the attic.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but if you go up further north, you can they do have basements and stuff.
Yeah, well, they're hill. They're yeah. We're below sea level, so it's not really too smart to have basements here. Too much moisture.
Yep. Yep.
Um, yeah, I'll share a story from this week. I was finishing up my day, and I was the only person at my office, and I was walking down the stairs with my bag and my drink cup and my keys, and um, there's a rug, and my steps are steep, and I have to make a corner after I go down about 9 steps, and then probably another 12 steps. And after I took the second step on the second leg of the trip, I tripped on the rug, and I had this funny feeling in my head, and I felt myself going forward. And I, it felt like a it felt like a pillow, a big old pillow, a invisible pillow. Something stopped me from killing forward.
Yeah.
And I knew it was my angels. And I was just in so much gratitude. And I turned around and I looked at the steps and I'm like, thank y'all. Y'all were probably a little small army, but thank y'all for catching me because I was alone. So, anyway, that was a real scary story for me this week, you know?
It's 11:11. Well, it's 11:11 in Eastern time.
What 10, 11, 2?
And I guess I'll tell y'all what happened to me this morning. I woke up, and that's my bed right there. And I woke up, and when I opened my eyes, my whole ceiling was green. So that was kind of crazy. And I blinked, and I blinked, and I closed my eyes again, and I opened them again, and my ceiling was still green. So then finally I blinked again and it snapped out. It didn't turn green anymore, but I already know why it turned green because I have been calling in Archangel Raphael every night to come in and heal me. And that was him letting me know of his presence, that he is with me.
That's
Just like
cool.
I saw Archangel Raziel come in. And I'm sure I'll see his colors next because I've been calling him in as well.
That's
So
that's awesome.
I have the prayer that I could read real quick that I say every night. I have it over there on my wall. It's underneath there, but I have it in pictures that I could just tell y'all what it is. Maybe somebody would like to say the prayer as well when they go to sleep at night to help them. But this is the prayer. If I could see, I guess I'm can't see good in here. But I say I release today and call every and I can't even read. I release today and call my energy back to me. I bless and release any pain, worry, and anxiety about my life. I welcome restful sleep and may I easily receive messages from the divine in my dreams. I also call upon Archangel Raphael to come to me while I sleep to give my body a complete healing. May my sleep state allow Archangel Raphael to do a healing on all levels uninterrupted. Archangel Michael, please enter my dreams tonight as well and give me clear guidance. Surround me with your light and help me heal any part of my life that keeps me stuck and unhappy. Help me to see that you are always with me. Help me to get to know you more. Archangel Michael, I welcome your guidance. And then Archangel Raziel, I call you while I sleep to help me to unlock my creativity and enhance my psychic abilities for my highest good. I now welcome peace as I rest my body and recharge my energy and soul. I am always safe and protected. So be it, and so it is. That's what I started saying. I started saying that. I've been saying it for like 3 days now.
Oh, you share those with me? Take a picture and share them with me.
I can send it to you. Yeah, I got it on my I have it on picture. I can
Yeah,
send it to you.
yeah. That's um yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I love the story about the ceiling.
Yeah. I
It's
couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that I was seeing that. I really couldn't.
it's an affirmation. It's a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful thing. Um, I want to share a story about in 2018. January 18th of 2018, there was an ice storm, and I got into an accident, and I took off my seatbelt. We had just gone to Walmart and got some hot French bread. I took off my seatbelt to lean over and get the bread and check my phone, and I absolutely I didn't put the seatbelt on right away, and we hit the black ice. And the vehicle hit we were in my dad's truck. I hit the bridge about 4 times like a pinball machine. I didn't have my seatbelt on. I broke the windshield with my head.
Mm.
And before, the last thing I remember, I was seeing the sky. It was a beautiful, beautiful sky. And that's when I passed out. The next week after that, I was shown, I had a specific prayer, and I asked God to show me. And he showed me a picture of the angel holding the truck so it wouldn't go over the bridge. So that was pretty cool. I have a lot of gratitude.
Yeah.
I have lots of gratitude for that, because in that message, the whole thing about the accident was me learning how to slow down. I've done everything fast my whole life, and he got my attention, but he did also save me, you know. So that was really pretty scary. It kind of shut me down with my work for a couple of months, and I broke bones. I broke 3 ribs. I broke my wrist. I had a lot of soft tissue damage, and I had a brain injury from that. So I'm a walking, talking miracle, like all of us star seeds, because we all have those kind of stories, right?
Yeah.
So for me, that's scary.
Yeah.
So that's that story.
The divine is always with you, though.
And I have another story about I think it was in 2004. We're going camping. At that time, my oldest daughter was about 13, and we made a reservation at a campground. We were going to tent camp. We went, set up the tent and everything, and then we took off and went to the beach. We came back that night, and it was an eerie feeling. It's like one of those things you see, like Friday the 13th, the movie. Like, I saw the teenage boys around the campground, and they were kind of eyeing my daughter. I told my sister, I looked at her and said, "We're not staying here tonight." We took off, and we went to town, and at the time I had a minivan. We slept in the van that night. I did not feel comfortable sleeping in that campground. It was scary. I didn't feel safe, so we took off, me and my girls and my sister.
Well, if you had a man
So,
with you, it wouldn't be so bad.
intuition is very powerful. I wasn't going to leave it to chance.
Yeah.
I feel like that was my guys telling me, go be safe somewhere else.
Yeah.
So those are my stories. Some of them anyway.
Russ, weird things have been happening in your life. A lot of weird things have been happening in my life as well. I've been seeing dots. I've been seeing sparkles. When I sit outside, I see sparkles everywhere. And the sparkles look like different colors, like the rainbow. And my peripheral vision, I'm seeing stuff a lot. I don't know if you all watch Honey Golden, but she said today that we are on the steps of 5D frequency. So if all of us did the work, which I'm sure all of y'all have done the work, I know I have, we're going to be moving. We're going to be getting our wings. It's coming.
All the people I've been listening to, they're all saying, since that last full moon, and then tonight we're a new moon. So the energy, it happens energetically before it happens in the physical, and it's coming online. I'm feeling some of my gifts expand as well. So that's right on target. Before the end of the year, maybe even, we'll be able to do some levitating or teleporting or flying or whatever. I'm excited about all of it.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know what else? I've been having a lot of butterflies coming by me and coming by my window. And also, I have a tree back here, and the leaves, it's like the leaves come down by my window, but they stand there and they dance, and there's no wind. They sit there and they dance in front of me. And I'm like, that's not just happening. I mean, it's not just happening, it's really, it's them. It's the divine.
I was sitting down grounding yesterday, and I have a lemon tree. I was sitting probably about 4 feet away, and I saw it kind of almost looked like a spider web with some stuff hanging on it. And there's a tree line to the back of where I was at. And I was trying to focus, and I'm like, what the hell? What's that? You know? And the same thing about what you just said. It's exactly what you just said. I was like, oh, I'm watching energy move. I didn't know if it was because that spider, that would have been about 20 feet from the tree to my carport.
Yeah.
I'm like, and it was straight. It was perfectly straight going across like a line. And I was like, holy crap, this is new. Because I
11,
was
11
focusing,
portal.
huh? Yeah.
You said the 11/11 portal is coming up.
Hey, where's their parchment paper at?
I don't have any.
What?
Sorry about that. That's my son. He was asking me for parchment paper, and I ran out.
I have some. It's kind of a long ways off though.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I have one more story. If y'all want, do y'all want to hear another story? I don't really want to talk about that story. It's kind of corny. It is. It's kind of corny. It's a kid's story, and it's kind of corny. If they say they want to hear it, I'll say it. But if not, I'm not saying it.
I'm always down for a good laugh.
It's like corny. I take those shadows of my friends. I love story time. I guess I'll read the story then. Okay. This is a story called White and Red. White with Red. A man just moved into an apartment and heads to the receptionist to get his keys. The receptionist gave him the key with a smile, but warns him not to disturb the door with no number on his floor. He wondered why, but didn't bother to ask. He was too busy with his new apartment to care. After he finished unpacking, he began to get curious. He questioned why the receptionist would warn him of such things, and so he stepped out of his apartment to check the door with no number. He tried the doorknob first, but it was locked. So instead, he got on his knees and peeked through the keyhole. The apartment he was looking into was empty. His eyes scanned the whole place before stopping. He was stopping at a woman standing face against the wall in the corner. He noticed her pale skin and long black hair before stepping back and suddenly feeling perverted in a way for invading someone else's privacy. He brushed it off, assuming she was someone that did not want to be disturbed. The next day, he got more curious about the woman and eventually went back. Straight away, getting on his knees, he peeked through the peephole and saw all red. Red, he assumed that the pale woman just must have caught him peeking the last time and covered the hole with something red. He left the door alone and instead went down to the receptionist to ask her questions. The receptionist sighed and asked, "You looked through the keyhole, didn't you?" He admitted to it, and so she felt obligated to tell him the story. She told him that a couple used to live in that apartment a long time ago, but the husband went crazy and killed his wife. However, the couple was not normal. They had pale skin, black hair, and red eyes. So what does that tell you? Her eyeball was in the keyhole. She was looking at him. I told you it was corny.
Oh, I'm a little slow on the intake.
It was corny, wasn't it?
Oh, shucks.
I haven't seen a monarch.
Huh?
He saw a monarch butterfly, then flew off. Actually, that reminds me of a little story. Whenever this girl that I knew, her name was Shay, and she was my daughter's friend, and her cousin had stabbed her in the back. But before that happened, they were arguing. But before that happened, I gave her a ride home one night because she didn't have a ride to her house. This was when I was in my 30s. And I gave her a ride, and she told me, she said, "Miss Mary," she said, "I'm not from here. I don't think I belong here." She told me that. And then it was like 2 days later, her cousin stabbed her in the back and she died. Well, I went to go visit her grave one day. This was back in Tennessee. I went to go visit her grave because I wanted to pay my respects to her because she was a good girl. And when I was talking to her and telling her, that I hope she's in heaven and everything. That was before I even knew about all of this stuff that, we go through. But these yellow butterflies started flying around her grave, and they started flying around me. And then I went, and I'm like, this is a sign. This is her saying that she was happy that I was there. So I get in my car to leave, and the butterflies flew all the way with me to my road, stayed with the car. I know it sounds impossible, but that's what happened.
No, that's affirmation.
So that was her telling me that she made it to heaven, that she's fine.
Wow.
But she told me that she didn't belong here. That's what she told me. So that's what, kind of freaked me out back then, because she didn't belong here.
But you fast forward now and think about it.
Yeah, now she knew.
She knew, that's such a beautiful thing, because what death has been served to us for us to understand and what it really is is just so different now, from where we're standing. It's not as harsh and ugly as what we were made to believe.
That song, If I Die Young, If I Die Young, Bury Me in Silence, Lay Me Down on a Bed of Roses. That song was out, and I used to think of her with that song, because it says a sharp knife and a good life. That's what that song says. That song is so pretty.
I'm gonna have to go listen to it. What is it? I'm gonna write it down.
It's called, I don't know. It goes, "If I die young, bury me in silence, lay me down on a bed of roses, sink me in the river at dawn, send me away with the words of a love." It's called Love Song, I think.
Love. I'm gonna go listen to it because I've heard it before. The words are beautiful.
It's old. It's an old song.
Yeah. It has a lot of meaning.
"I'll wear my dress and you wear, or I'll wear my purse, my pearls," or something she says. I don't know. I know I can't sing good.
No, I enjoyed it.
I used to sing karaoke.
Uh, I, back in the day when we were young, we had the little cassette players, you know, the little cassette players, and we tape ourselves singing and putting on shows. I
Yeah.
never did like my voice. I'm like hearing it in my head or closing my ears, and it's like, I don't like my voice. I sound like a man. I missed it.
I choose to move to 5D. I don't want to die.
Just I
Oh,
believe
so
that. I
yeah,
believe that too. I
it's
believe that too.
he wrote what it's called. Okay, Lutz wrote it. I thought that was. I don't know why it said Kearns was on there. The band Perry, If I Die Young. It's such a pretty song.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go check it out.
I don't like it.
Yeah, because I have one of my friends that passed away recently, 59, 60 years old, just decided to sell everything and move on in life and live. Went to a consciousness expo, was doing yoga, and collapsed.
Oh,
I'm like, that's the way I want to go. No suffering. If that's what I have to do, I've prayed to the divine about that before. I'm like, please, no suffering, please. I've had
you
enough.
know, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. But I'm not ready to go right now because all this work that I've done, I want to ascend and all that good stuff. I want to have all these abilities and I deserve it.
I want to enjoy that part too, but before I got into the whole uh, ascension thing and started to understand things differently, aside from religion, because it's like we all gonna die. That was the mentality, and now it's like we don't ever have to taste death. You know,
Yeah.
so today I was in the car and I was listening to this podcast and I thought this was pretty cool. This girl was talking about unemployed angels. There's a lot of them sitting in heaven waiting for instructions. And I was just kind of like, so I was listening to what she had to say. And she said, we need help with all kind of things. She said, we just have to invoke them and ask them. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that was a game changer for me today. And it's like, I'm so used to handling things on my own in the physical, and it's like, well, I think I can start using some assistance, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
We got to experience, I got to experience it this week. You got to experience it with the healing. It's kind of turned me on to that too, because I'm like, I'm going to be talking to Raphael, Archangel Raphael is the one that's the healer.
Yeah, the one that I saw on the cloud.
Okay, that was him in the cloud.
Yep.
Oh, he's making himself known
Well,
to you.
a couple people have told me that he's one of my guides.
Oh, cool.
So,
That's awesome.
I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know yet for sure, but I've had people tell me that he is one of my guides.
I think when we're going to actually have the ability to see our guides and our angels, we're
I
going
can
to be
feel
like,
them, but I just can't see them. I can feel them. I can feel them right now.
yes, yes. But when we're going to be able to see them, we're going to be like, there's going to be so many of them.
I'm going to be hugging them.
Oh, yeah, me too. Me too. Actually, when I'm sitting down grounding, I ask them to come hug me.
Yeah, I asked them to hug me too, and I asked them to put their hands in my hands, and I feel
I'll
their
be
hands on my hands.
Such a beautiful thing, huh?
But the thing that I want to do, I want to go hang out with the light workers in the clouds.
You know, me too. I'm ready to do that too. That'd be a good, cool experience.
I know. That's what I want to do. Because I mean, I see them up there. They're up there.
It's like, hey, let's make a spaghetti. Let's cook together.
No, I
Let's
don't,
do. Let's make a spaghetti. Let's cook together.
I don't think they eat anymore. They're just light beans. That's why they.
Yeah. And I'm saying that because we're so programmed to fix food.
I mean, if you would have seen I took a picture and I made it into a video, and it's a man. It's a UFO coming to a cloud, stopping. The cloud opens up like a window, and a silhouette gets in, and then the window closes. And he all did it in light speed. So it was like bump, 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 bump. But I caught it on camera.
That's in your videos on YouTube? Or no? Okay. I was gonna say
I sent it to you on my phone. I got it on my phone.
I want to see it. I believe you. I believe you. It had to be cool.
20 that happened to me. That's what really some of that. Well, that's not what started it all. What started it all was I was outside and I saw them in the sky, and I'm like, there's people up there. And I knew I wasn't high, so yeah. Because I don't get high anymore.
Yeah, but that's your consciousness opening up. That's pretty cool. Like sometimes I've seen some stuff when I'm meditating, and I'm like, I guess when it's time I'll be able to see with my naked eye. I'm waiting on that. So that's cool that you're getting to do that.
Yeah, I see him every day. All right, well, I guess we're going to end the show because we finished our stories. But I hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and I hope you have a happy Halloween. And I'll be doing a video tomorrow with Danielle Lipton if anybody wants to come to my channel. She'll be on there with me. I'll be co-hosting with her. And I hope you all have a nice evening, and thank you for coming. I love you all. And Melissa, stay right there, okay?
Got it.
Bye, guys.